Alright guys, we're finally here and back in the garage with the Gallardo. So it's been about 3 weeks and about, I don't know, almost a month I guess, the ordeal of smogging this thing. So like I mentioned on the previous parts of this video, if I didn't mention it completely. So what's been going on is I've been having a lot of codes thrown out on the car, and then also um, there's a couple sensors. There's a couple exhaust pressure sensors that were bad that was replaced. I'll go through that in the receipt on another video in more in depth. But it's not as easy as all the monitors weren't starting. There was a couple sensors that were bad that had to be replaced. It wasn't cheap, and the exhaust itself was contributing to also, because it didn't have a valve, it was contributing to the smog problems because it's throwing codes because it didn't have a valve. So the '07 is very finicky with the valves, and it just, so I had to replace it. I had to get a new exhaust to replace it, which you guys saw on the previous video, on the previous parts of this video, and that solved one part of the problem. So now, like, I had to get the monitor started. So I guess on top of all that, the car, for some reason, maybe the battery was disconnected, so or died. So whenever it does that, the monitors get reset. So you have to go through the drive cycle. So we did all that. We took care of it. It took a while because the secondary air part of it was the one that stuck for so long. It's the secondary air pressure or monitor or something like that. You have to start the car, idle, and then let it completely cool down. So it's just that process right there takes like at least a couple hours, because you have to completely warm it up and then completely cool it down completely, like ice cold, and then it start it up again. So the mechanic can only do it for like 3 times a day, and the computer wants several successful readings before it clears the code. So it's just so annoying. So that's the part that took so long, and stuff like that with this car. That my F430, he told me, doesn't do that. So this car is just more finicky. It's just more finicky for some reason. '07 in particular, '04, '05, '05. He said it's the best year. It doesn't have as much sensors, or it's not as picky. The ECU isn't as restricted or anything like that. You can change exhaust, whatever. No codes. But for the '07, for some reason it does. So unfortunate, but I like this car because it's special. It's a limited edition. It's a Nera edition. So in that sense, I think this is a special car, and it's worth the energy. But it was frustrating because when you're buying a new car, you have to deal with this stuff. You don't get to enjoy the first few days of it, because I have to like service it. So basically, I bought it and then it was gone, because it was gone for a while, because I like getting, like I said, when I got my Porsche or all the other cars, I get it serviced right off the bat. I don't want to wonder if something's gonna blow up. So right now, this is a clean bill of health. Like, I could track this thing. We did the fluid changes, everything, brake fluid, everything is good on this car. So I could like I said, I could track this thing today. I might actually do that. My plan for this car is, I don't want to. This is not an in-between car anymore. I'm deciding that because of the condition that it's in, how good it is, that I'm just gonna keep it. I'm gonna try my best to just, if I want another car to play with, that it's just gonna be an addition. So I'm declaring that here in this video today, that I'm not gonna sell this car. So hold me to that. And we'll try our best to, because I'm imagining someday that I'm gonna have a V12, and I want to have both the V10 and the V12 together. And how cool would that be in this garage? I don't know how long it'll take me to get a V12. I don't know if it's a Mercy or an Aventador. I don't know, but it's super expensive right now. But I want that pair in this garage, and I want both in black. So I don't know if that's too much to demand, but we're gonna keep working. YouTube doesn't help me, so I have to go hustle outside of YouTube to do this. But it's just nice to share the experiences of owning these vehicles, the motorcycles, the journey. It's nice to have this kind of outlet, this kind of journal. I know, yeah, YouTube doesn't pay, so it is what it is. It's fine. I've been doing this for a while. I'm just being real. It's a side gig, so you got to hustle outside of this to make things happen. But anyway, I like the car overall. I'm really satisfied. I drove really well last night. Last night, 'cause I got it back. I had it towed from the Bay Area back here to Sacramento. Like it got here like 11:30 p.m. So I'm like, okay. So and then when I towed it, it has like low on gas because they had to like run it, right? They had to. They're not driving it around. They're just running it. They're just letting it idle for a while. So basically, it's just been idling for 2 weeks, I would say. So the gas was like on low. So yeah, it was an ordeal. So I had to gas up last night. It was a nice drive because the roads were empty. Um, yeah, overall, it's just a great experience. It's a really fun car. Like it's one of those cars that are like it's all-wheel drive, and you kind of just get in and go. It's actually it's not as finicky as the F430 was kind of like that too. But like if you're going from like this to like Mercy or something like that or Aventador, it would be like a lot of work. You can't, it's too big. You can't see very well. But this one, you can. It's a nice everyday supercar. I would say this is a nice everyday supercar, like a F430, so or a 360, something like that. So I think if you are looking into those cars, I think that's what you're gonna get. It's a good everyday sports car or supercar for the price. Nowadays the price of everything is expensive. This is not expensive, around 130. So this is pretty decent nowadays. So you know, gone are the times where I got my F430 for, I don't know if you guys saw that video. I talked about it. I got my F430 for $65,000 back in 2018. So deals like that will not happen anymore. That's a running and driving car. It wasn't wrecked or anything. $65,000 was just cheap because it was just not maintained. So I had to spend like $16,000 in maintenance. So it's still, I'm counting 65 plus 16. It's still pretty cheap. So after the 16,000, you go through those videos. If you look at my channel, F430, go through those things that we've done. For like under 75 to 80, I got a dialed in car with everything looked at. Headers are gone, headers are done, everything. So, those kind of deals are no longer around, but still these kind of cars like a R8 or this one, they're still really decently priced. So they made a lot of these except for the Nera edition. The Nera edition, there's only 185. So I apologize, they're doing a gardening now for some reason. So they only made 185 of these. So there's it's actually quite special. I don't think I can show you guys. I mean, you can't really see the exhaust. That's the unfortunate part about this car. I can try to open it still. Everything's dirty, so I still have to go through and clean it all again. That's just how it is when you get things serviced. They just kind of leave it outside. So you can't really see it. Yeah, can't really see it, unfortunately, because there's like a big heat shield in here that covers everything. But you can see the titanium tips of the exhaust here. That's how it sticks out. You can kind of see it there. That's the header right there, the bulk there, and then the pipe right there. You can't really see it. We had to custom make one vacuum hose on the back here because the original one was not there, because the exhaust that was on here was not valved. So I'm gonna give you guys a cold start for sure. I'm not gonna just teasing. So let's get the cold start going and end this video.